Alright, break's a little shorter than expected, but we are back.
Right, so I guess we want to try and figure out... I guess I want to try and... Anybody have a way to see if he's stabilized?
Well, Shax had an idea, so Shax, do you want to try your idea out on him? Putting your amulet around his neck and then trying to activate it with his hand?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna take my amulet off, put it around his neck, grab his hand, and then try to poke the amulet with his hand.
While you're doing this, Ryan, give me a fortitude save.
Alright.
Take 1 point of damage as you bleed out. And then Shax, you wrap the amulet around his neck, you grab his hand and you bring it up and you try to get the finger there. And you remember how you're supposed to hold it, and you wrap his hands around it. And give me a... He'll actually, I think, have this. Give me a spellcraft check here. Excellent. So you manage to get his hand in your place, and you kind of have that hope, I hope this works. And you squeeze his hand on it, and
accidentally
it explodes.
And he heals 2 points.
The cause light wound.
Ooh.
He's not bleeding out anymore, at least.
Success.
But you now know that you can activate this for another player if they are unconscious as a full round action. Because you basically have to manipulate their hands to activate the device.
Alright, I'll go ahead and hit him with mine now.
Okay.
I'll do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Since you showed how to do it, you don't need to figure it out anymore. You can do it. And wow. 2 more points.
Is he standing yet?
2.
He's still at -2.
Guys,
geez.
I hope he's not dead.
I'll do the same. I
All
guess
right.
I'll help. I'll use my necklace and do the same.
It's terrible. Well, you're conscious.
There we go. Just needed a fine hand.
Alright,
Anyone have any rope for our prisoner here? Tie him up?
No.
No?
Because we were planning to immediately chop off his head. So, no, we did not bring
hoping we
rope.
could get some information from him, but I guess we don't have any choice. Well, can we out of character, can we hold him down with 2 people or something, or how can that work?
Well, I
at
mean,
all?
essentially he's unconscious. We can just disarm him and then...
And you can have 2 people grab hold of him and get him in a pin position so that he can be interrogated. He can try to break free, but he'd have to break past both strength bonuses of both people holding him.
Alright, how about 2 of us hold him down and you question him, Jack, see if we can get some information. Maybe
well...
try not to tell him we're going to cut his head off.
Well, we're out of necklaces, so...
No, we got 2 charges more on mine. 3 charges on each necklace.
Oh, I thought it was 1 per day.
No, you get 3 charges total. Only 1 recovers per day.
Oh, okay.
So it has a very slow recharge rate, but it still does give you healing over time.
All right, so before we do that though, let's go ahead and disarm him. We're gonna take his armor off. We're gonna take his weapon away from him.
What about his clothes? You keeping his clothes on?
Well, we'll search the clothes. Anything in them?
His clothes are less clothes and more just things that cover him that he's managed to carve off of other animals. So he's not really clothed. His armor was really the bulk of his clothing.
Well, I mean, we're still gonna search through him because who knows what if he has weapons hidden in him or
yeah,
what.
he's got nothing on him. No, he's carrying nothing on him.
Okay, and what was his weapon?
His claws.
Okay, and so probably no
You
way
said
to
he had a
disarm
club
that.
on him, right?
No, the club
Oh, he didn't
the
have
club
a-
is not on him right now.
Okay.
If depending upon which time you come, he may have it in his hand. But in this case, he does not have the club on him.
Now his and what armor did he have on?
He had on studded leather, standard
Okay.
military grade studded leather.
Okay, so so we can probably just toss that 10 feet away for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's look through. Who's the strongest?
Got an 18.
I'm fairly strong, as much as Ozzy over here.
We'll have a flex off. Flex.
Good and rolling.
All right, so Ozzy, you hear flex off, and you get ready to pose, and you put both your arms behind your back to flex.
It's just because I just got went down. That's why.
All right, was Shek Saga trying to get in on this flex off?
No.
All right, so me and Aris are gonna be holding him
Okay.
since we're the strongest. It would appear.
All right. So if you two are holding, then who is going to conduct the questioning? My whole browser just my machine is going fucking bonkers.
Yeah, I forgot last session we determined somebody had some sort of diplomacy. That was Ryan's dude, I think, right?
It's a good
I believe so.
question.
Yeah, Ozzy, you have you have the ability to use diplomacy, you said, right?
He does have the ability to, yes.
Yeah, I'm capable of doing it.
Well, I don't think you need to be diplomatic with our prisoner here. Just promise him freedom and maybe he'll tell us what
Anybody skilled at intimidating?
No.
I can. I'm very intimidating, as you can tell. And I kind of regrow my claws.
All right, so Ozzy, you hold him with me then,
All right.
I'll go in for the hold.
so that RS can focus on looking intimidating,
Okay.
and Shek Saga,
Take notes.
no, be
I
prepared
crack
to
open the
attack.
notebook at like your words.
No, Shek Saga, be prepared to attack if you need to. Okay.
But don't be too ready. We got this guy.
So if I say kill him, then kill him. Okay.
Then shatter his skull.
Yes. Perfect. All right.
You
So
slap his
you said
foot
you were
away.
RS. You said you were going to use your necklace, right?
I was what?
You said you were going to use yours, or
My
am I able to
necklace?
use mine grappling, or yeah, to heal him?
Okay. Since you guys are a new and early party, I'm just gonna point this out here. Ozzy's a spellcaster that casts clear healing. Right?
On himself earlier.
Yeah. You only have one spell point?
Double check. I have one first level spell.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Yes, so you'll have to use the amulet to bring him up. Okay.
Although
he's a-
I will cantrip.
Yeah, the cantrip.
Oh, you give that to
Okay.
me?
Yeah.
There you go. Good stuff.
Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
And he will heal
Stabilize.
back to consciousness.
Oh, good
What-
rolling there, Steve.
I know, right? He opens his eyes and like goes to move and realizes he's stuck. Ugh! What? Where am I?
Calm down, beast. Is he still in like a wolfy form, or is he back to like fully human?
No, he's back to fully human.
Listen, I don't know what you heard earlier, but we're prepared to let you go if you answer some.
You're gonna let me go.
Maybe, depending on what you tell us.
You look like you're gonna execute me as soon as I answer about 3 questions.
Well, that might depend on your answers. Listen, my friend over here, you might have heard him. He wanted to take your head, but you're still living, aren't you?
I am, but I've got important answers, don't I?
Well, hopefully, for your sake, if you value your life.
You're not gonna get me with this keeping me alive. I know what's coming. The real question is, will you make it swift if I tell you?
Well, I can promise you a quick death then.
An admirable thing to say to me. Give me an intimidate.
I also have my claws out at this time.
Yep. Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
That'll give you a 25 on that intimidate, because he wants to not only hear that you will kill him, but also see that you can kill him.
Plus Ozzy gives him another +2, right?
Yes, that's
No,
27.
that's 25. Yeah.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. I don't want to sit here and have you guys poking and prod me until I eventually bleed out.
I'll give you an honorable death.
The goblins look like an easy score. I had to get out of the military. What they were doing to the dogs was unfair. They kept them in those cages. They didn't feed them most of the time. It's not fair to the dogs. They deserve better. So I took them to give them a better home. Wandering about these plains, I met a group of people that, during one of my travels, that really showed me the light of what it means to feel the beast that's inside. And I learned to speak with the dogs. And they told me that this was not the life they wished for. They wanted to roam free. They would be happy to help in exchange for their freedom. But the military would hear none of it. They said, dogs are dogs. You're a fool. Get your ass back out there and beat the dogs until they understand. And if they won't listen to the beatings, don't let them eat until they get who's the boss. I couldn't keep that up. So when the right time came, killed another man that looked big enough to me, mutilated him well enough, and took my leave as quickly as possible with the dogs. You get why I did it, right? I'm not asking that you keep me alive or that you feel sympathy. I just want to know. You get it, right? I couldn't watch him kill him. And I still ended up causing them to die. Look,
Wow.
if any of the dogs are still alive, wake them up and let them go. When they see me dead, they'll know. Don't take them back. That's all I ask.
If any are alive, I promise you this. And I'll do you one better. If I see any trapped dogs in camp, I promise I'll try to release some for you. You're an honorable man.
Thank you. I don't expect that you'll keep to that last part. But I do
will.
hope that when Delanrian brings me back, I don't have reason to hunt for your soul, for your failed promises.
I'll keep that promise.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else to give us that we can use? Your first mistake was going for Ozzy over here. He survived a pack of lions. The dogs weren't going to bring him down.
He survived lions. He did go down to my pack. At least once.
That is true. He needs some training to go. He's not as strong as the rest of us. And I'll kind of flex my claws.
Those are quite nice. Little strange, though. Never seen claws quite like that. I've seen cat ones, lizard ones, dog ones. But never
Belcar
quite
one.
big. No Belcar ones. You're welcome to take what I've got in the tent. It's yours at this point by right of conquest.
Wait, see, quick question. I've never really known where these claws have came from. You don't recognize my claws from any other beast?
No, and I've seen a lot of beast-handed. You are much different than what I've seen.
Well, I look to the rest of the party. Anything else we should ask this noble warrior?
No, I think we found out what we needed to know.
Make it swift, then. He raises his his head up.
Check Saga. Kill him.
Make an attack roll. You will automatically hit and deal double damage. 12 points of damage will render him unconscious, but not dead because I rolled so well on the healing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll chop off his head with the greatsword.
Okay, perfect. And out he will go.
All right, guys. So, do you actually care about these dogs? Because I'm pretty sure the goblins would love their heads too.
Are any alive? We'll check the bodies. Are any of them breathing?
Give me a heal check if you have it. Otherwise, you can try it untrained.
I don't have it.
Anybody else want to check them or walk around with the stabilize and stabilize all of them? Okay. Give me 3 heal checks here, Ozzy. Okay.
Then I'll just stabilize. Oh,
Okay. So you will stabilize one of them, and the other 3 are dead.
Okay.
The goblins didn't ask for the dogs. No, they'll be none the wiser.
Well, I mean, 3 of them are dead. I'll take their heads.
Sure. The other one will be, if they come across it, it's a wild dog. They have no reason to think it came from.
Yep. That's fine with
Say
me.
we let it go.
All right. So we have 3 dog heads and 1 military head.
Does anyone want to move in a druid, by the way? These are animal companion dogs. So, anybody's thinking druid or maybe some kind of variant animal companion class?
No.
Okay.
doesn't count as a companion creature, does it?
They would count. They would only count as animal companions if you had animal companion.
Just the head.
The head will not count as an animal companion.
Oh, shoot.
Damn.
No mort heads
Puppet.
for any of you.
Oh.
I mean, if you want to take it as a puppet, that's morbid, but that's your decision.
All right. So we got some armor here. What's it look like? Studded leather.
It is studded leather. Built, built more for his size. So, based on
What
his,
size was he?
he is a 16 strength with an 18 con. So a bit of a bigger build.
Is there anything to identify him? Like, does he have any like a ring or anything that's like kind of unique to him? Or
He's got nothing on him physically, but he did say he's got stuff in his tent.
ooh, yes. We'll have to check the tent to prove that we killed this to the
So,
military.
So anybody interested in this studded leather?
I am
good?
not. Perhaps for selling.
I mean, let's appraise real quick.
You don't even have to appraise. You know the military has so much studded leather that this really won't sell. And if you take it into town, it's pretty battered up, so nobody's going to really value it at its value, especially not considering you're near Goblin Town. You'd have to carry around studded leather for miles before you got to a town
Nobody,
that would value it.
nobody could wear it in Goblin Town. So let's head over to the tent. We can just leave the armor here. We don't need it.
Excellent. So jumping over to...
I got trap finding. Let me just hit it with the...
It is not trapped.
All right.
So, inside the tent, you find a couple of things. The first thing that you find is a painting, and it is a like brush with some oil paints, some soft oil paint tones, and it looks as though he was painting just like a little thing leaned up against a rock. He was painting a picture of a wolf. It is mostly unfinished, but you can see like the wolf's head and like the back end of the body that kind of trails off into empty paint with a kind of like with the landscape of the plains out behind it. You will also find that he has in here a very large wooden chest, a collection of 11 lamps, and a grinding wheel.
Right.
Go ahead.
I'll see if the chest is trapped.
Okay. The chest is not trapped.
All right, I'll open it.
Inside there are 56 gold pieces, 10 silver pieces, and 5 copper pieces, as well as 4 gems.
Okay, guys. We determined that I was holding the loot and divvying up.
That sounds good.
Okay.
So let me write that down.
So 4 gems, something important to know, and this is actually new info for everybody involved. Over the last several years in my campaign world, gems have become kind of it's become a bit of a problem. People like to carry gems because they do a nice job managing money, but at the same time, it's often very difficult to tell how much money gems are worth. So many gems actually have a mark etched in them that will tell you what the gem is roughly worth. So if you have any skill in appraise, it's a very easy check to identify. Otherwise, you can bring it into somebody who is who deals in gems, and they'll be able to identify the gem value for you.
All right. Anybody have appraise?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and give me an appraise. You only need to give me 1. That's enough to know that you can't find it, so you can check another one and see on another one. So you get 4 tries at the appraise, but you only need to succeed 1.
Okay.
There
Is
you
that
go.
succeeding?
That is a success. So you find all of them, and with the 27, you can identify the accuracy of the gem's value. All of these are priced accurately. There is a chrysoberyl, which is 110 gold. Somebody should be taking this down if you're not already.
Yeah, I'm writing it. Chrysoberyl. How do you spell that?
CHRYSOBERYL.
110.
110. There is a citrine worth 60 gold.
Mm-hmm.
A jasper worth 50 gold. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
And a topaz worth 450 gold.
What?
He was raiding
Sounds
goblins.
rich. Perhaps that goblin town
I
is...
was trying to put this in my additional gear, but it looks like it only shows me 3 things. So let me open up a notepad.
Okay.
These goblins weren't kidding when they wanted to protect their shiny.
Yep.
Okay.
My phone is reflecting light, so the cat is going crazy.
Nice.
Alright. I can't leave it there, or she'll try to jump on my monitors trying to catch it. Alright, so pretty good haul for you guys there.
Yeah. Anything else? Oh wait, how much gold and silver and copper you said?
It was 56 gold, 10 silver, and 5 copper.
5 copper.
Yep.
Okay. I guess we search around the room for anything else. In particular, looking for something that we can bring to the military to easily identify him.
Okay, so that you will eventually find, now that you're specifying looking for it. You are looking around, and you notice, first of all, he also has a bedroll.
Okay, we should probably grab that. I'll put that in the loot real quick.
Once you realize the bedroll is here, you realize that there's also a small tag that he has wrapped up in the bedroll that is a small letter. This is something I wish I would have fabricated, because I would have had the wording a lot better. But I will do my best to interpret the letter well enough. It says, Dear Drustin, we hope this letter finds you well. We understand that you're having trouble with your newly found abilities, and it can be difficult for all of us in our first few days to adjust to these new changes. But growth is an important thing, and you cannot experience growth without a bit of pain and stress. You will find your way. Just be patient, and things will adjust. Things will start to fit. And it is signed in a font that none of you can comprehend.
Anybody able to comprehend languages or anything?
No.
Somebody can give me a linguistics if they have any ranks in linguistics.
Ryan?
Damn it, Tom.
I mean, it is a common thing
Ranks.
for your characters to take, to be fair.
I thought that was calligraphy.
No, that's the one we joke about you having all the time.
No, I don't have linguistics, so.
Okay, so yeah, nobody's going to be able to identify what this language is then.
Alright, yeah, I'll toss that in the backpack.
As Tom slips slowly into darkness.
Yep. Well, I have the kitchen light on for the background. Alright guys, let's bring these to the Goblin Village, get the rest of that gold.
Did you take that painting?
No, it's a half-done painting by this guy, not worth anything in my opinion.
Can I take the? I will take the painting.
Okay.
I have
Take the
no
painting.
objection.
How good is the painting? How good was he doing? Was it like
The
rough,
painting's
or-
actually not bad. Like, it's one of those paintings that, like, this would definitely not make it to, like, a museum or, probably a lot of people's walls. But there is something in this painting that kind of resonates a feeling, like a very open and free-spirited, like, calming, when you look at it. That seems to be what he's going for, like, kind of the wild aspect of being a free wolf on the open plain.
Does it look like he painted over something?
No,
Or
he's
anything
somehow
on the back of it?
he somehow managed to find like a blank sheet of canvas and has kind of wrapped it around his own like self-made framework to turn it into like a solid piece of painting canvas.
Okay.
I will
And nothing on
take
the back, you said?
Nothing on the back.
Alright, perfect.
I will finish this painting for him one day. I say
Is it
as
like a
I-
large painting, or?
No, it's a medium-sized painting, so it's like yay by yay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I guess yay
But I know that'll never happen.
by yay. So
I'll get to it one day.
Alright guys, let's head on back.
all right, I want to see that painting on your character sheet. By the way, I'm not going to make it
Oh,
weigh
it's already
anything.
there.
So excellent, excellent.
Should I add a weight to it? I didn't add a
No,
weight.
no. I'll allow it to be carried with no weight.
Excellent.
The weight is as free as the painting. All right, and you guys
Our
make
work
your way
ethic,
back to Muckmack. Give
Before
me a
we get
survival
there-
to find your way back. Oh, go ahead.
I'll just say to Jack, perhaps we shouldn't carry those gems. I think they belong to the goblin, unless you intend to give it back to him.
What? They belong to us, what do you mean?
I know, but if we walk in, he may ask, did you find any gems that he stole? And he may search us. I don't know if you're worried about that, but I don't think we can strong arm our way past that one. Perhaps we can dig a hole somewhere and hide them outside of town, just in case. It's up to you. It's a lot of gold.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Give me a stealth check to hide the gems, then.
Well, okay, so,
Once we get near the town, we'll
okay.
do that.
well, yeah, it's, so, before we're within sight of the town, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
And more importantly, I'm gonna be looking around the area with some perception first.
Yep. I need a
before
survival
trying
as
to-
well to get you guys back. That was a terrible survival.
So
Well,
I'm gonna
that's
percept for
Great
that.
today.
Yep.
They rolled a 20.
You are going to try to avoid something terrible that could happen. That is a... Ooh, interesting.
It's time to meet the Shuggoth. Crawled its way out of the goblin tunnels right into the goblin forest.
As you're coming up,
Well, it'll be a lot easier to run away from this time.
you are rather surprised as you're heading towards town when a group of goblins suddenly pops up from the grasslands around you. There are 3 of them, and they look very surprised. Is that it? Is that head?
I'll show him the dude's head and a dog head.
The goblins yip a bunch.
Make them kiss.
Can we eat?
No.
Not right now.
You bring back dog, right?
Yeah, I'll toss him one of the dog heads. He can have it.
Oh! Good dinner
Don't forget
tonight!
who gave you that. Spread the word that we gave you that.
We will! We will! By the way, you guys way away from city.
Oh, really?
Yeah, city over there.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Or I'll sense motive.
Okay. They're telling the truth.
All right.
Ozzy, seriously, buddy. Do you know where we're going? This is twice now.
Hey, look, I said I wasn't that good at survival.
All right. I'll take the helm on the survival then.
Okay. As you leave, the goblins like bunker down in the grass, and you can hear the of them enjoying some delicious dog head. No, Ryan, not that dog head.
Talking about. Up and then made a big old bowl of stew out of the head.
A big old bowl of stew.
Even got the bowl too. Just sip it out of the dog's head.
All right. So heading in that direction that they pointed,
Yep.
they don't seem to be following us. They're enjoying their dog
They
head.
are enjoying their dog head.
All right. Good. I was worried they're gonna follow us back to town.
Yep.
Should I percept to make sure, or?
Yep. Perception and
Yeah.
survival. Excellent. Well, that's perception and perception. And all right.
Oh, boy.
You guys are the best.
Well, I mean, we only have +2. Nobody here has survival. So.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I'm replacing Ryan's +2 with my +2.
All right. You are wandering about some more, following the direction of the goblins. You're totally certain nothing has taken you off course in any way, shape, or form. When in the distance, Jack and Ozzy, you both see a bison leaned over and chewing on some grass in front of you.
All right, let's avoid it.
Give me a stealth check to move away, everybody. It's pretty easy to do, just basic stuff. 8-5 and you're good. All right. And then let me get our survivals and perceptions.
Yep.
It is getting closer to the end of the day, by the way. Excellent. All right. So the 2 of you will make your way, will find your way back to Mukmek.
Alright, before we get inside of the village, I'll just pipe up again and say, do you see a good spot to hide those gems?
Yep. Well, I mean, I guess I'll watch out for something that's a good marker.
Okay. Give me a perception. Excellent. You find like the perfect array of rocks that you can kind of dig this up, and use that as a marker to find them again.
Right.
Who's going to bury them?
That'd be me.
All right, that is a survival check.
I thought you said stealth to hide them earlier.
Oh yeah, I'll give you stealth as well. That's fine. Survival is technically digging a clean hole, but I'll give you stealth as well because you can kind of blend it into this rock formation.
Okay, so survival and then stealth.
All right, just do stealth. Stealth is fine. All right, they are well hidden. They are the best hidden that you've ever done. No one hides things better than you do. And if anybody says otherwise,
they look really shitty.
Yeah, are we allowed to like look at his
yes,
work
you
and
guys,
see
you
how it
guys
looks?
can
Yeah.
perceive.
How's that hole coming, Jack? Oh, it looks great. You did it. Just how I told you. Proud of you.
All right. So Ozzy, you're like insisting you can see a glisten there, like there's something glistening, but both Shax and Arius are totally insistent that thing is super well hidden. Like no one will find it.
All right, I trust you, Ozzy. Well, I'm gonna look around to make sure nobody's found our spot that we're standing at, and then I'm gonna
nobody's found you at all. Definitely
And keep
not.
in mind, it is later in the day, right? It's like evening.
It is late evening.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Nobody
how
seems
bright
to
is
have
it
found
out?
us.
It is getting quite dark out. There's still some sunlight. The third sun is not fully set yet.
All right. Well, hopefully no.
In that hole we
will-
dug.
Nothing will shine off that glimmer you mentioned, but okay.
Hole we dug.
All right,
Looks great, guys. Good job.
All
here's
right.
the new stealth check.
All right. Everybody want to check his work?
Yep, check it.
This is where everybody rolls like high 20s. All right. So once again, Shax and Arius are totally sure these are hidden. Ozzy, you are like looking at it, and you can see like the faintest twinkle of light, like so you can see like the ground, right? And there's like a little crack in the ground, and you see the light kind of like reflecting on the stone and creating like this glint just in the dirt itself. And you're like, I know where those are. I could find those.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna look around, see if anybody's found where we're at yet, and then re-hide them.
Okay.
Is anybody around?
Nope.
Oh wait, that was sleight of hand. Let me roll stealth.
I don't know why
Okay.
you keep reburying these, Jack. The first time was perfect.
The second time was good. The first time
The
was...
second time was the best time.
Yeah. Well, a bit better
Okay, can
safe
we
than
skip
sorry.
it? I'm gonna do the same thing, perception and hide again. Ryan,
Can we
saw him
take
again.
20?
Yeah, you can do it again. You can take 20, but you're gonna be out here until like
Yeah, we're not taking 20.
until it is pitch black outside, and you are going to significantly increase the things you can encounter.
Why do I
It's
keep
not-
hitting sleight of hand? Okay, there we go.
It's ours, or...
Yes.
So
when
21
you're
perception,
to hide
21
something
stealth.
to hide something like that, it's gonna take you hours. All right, so give me perceptions.
How's
Hey.
this looking?
Oh,
Really?
hey, I can see now.
Damn.
Really, Ryan?
It's in combat.
All right, Ozzy, are you going to tell him that you can see it, knowing what you know from the last time you told him?
Look better than the last time.
It
Or
does look
does it
better than
better?
last time. Like at this point, you are the only reason you're certain that you can see it is because you're significantly in tune with
anything
like
in
being able to
combat?
seeing glinty things from long
All
distances.
right. Cover up whatever little glint I can see, and then
Okay.
it.
Sure. Give me an assist on the stealth check. I'll allow that afterwards. Okay. So you think you've covered it up pretty well. You think you've
Fucked
added
it
to
up
the
too
covering
bad.
up a little more. You don't
Alright,
actually
guys.
improve it, but you don't fuck it up either.
All right.
Let's
Looks
head
good.
into town.
Nobody saw us when we were doing that.
Is it too late to go? Would we think it'd be too late to go see?
You're not sure. You guys don't know a lot about the schedule of town, so
What do you guys think? Should we go see him now or wait till
Yeah,
morning?
we'll go see him now.
Yeah, make him know we made quick work of it.
He'll want to be woken up for this news.
all right.
Yeah.
So you guys head in, and the goblins in town, like there's nobody around waiting for you guys as you first come in, but like let's see here. Okay, as you get right about the tavern, you start hearing a couple of like goblin murmurs.
I'm gonna be walking around. I'm gonna have on my two-handed sword. I'm gonna have a dog head at the top of it.
Okay.
Oh, you stole it. I wanted to. Can I have another one? I wanted to put it on my claws.
Yeah, I'll
There's
give you
one
the
more
other dog
left.
head.
So.
Yep.
I'm gonna see what the goblins are saying.
Okay. Do you speak goblin?
Well, I'm gonna try to like get an idea of like the tone of their voice.
They seem really excited. Shax, you don't really need a perception in this case because they're pretty loud.
Oh.
They are very, very excited to see you guys come back. You cannot try to kill... Nope, nope, nope. Nope. That was not cool. The cat did not like that I, one, tried to save it from...
Oh my goodness.
Okay, hold on a sec. I need to stop this. Guys,
Cat
what are you doing?
discipline.
Calm down. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. It's okay. 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 Yes. Calm down. Hey, chill out. There you go. No, like I was worried about, she got wrapped up in the headphone cable. I was trying to unwind her. She freaked out on me because, like, I'm the one who's clearly wrapping her up in the headphone cable. And then she went into, like, full-on, like, bitch mode because she's like, you touched me after I didn't want to be touched! The only downside to cats, they do not understand simple problems.
Woman.
Whoa.
Damn, shots fired. Brian, this is on the internet now.
That's alright. Nobody will ever hear this.
I mean...
Nobody will know who I am.
No one at all.
Look forward.
Dox him, guys.
Get him.
He just said he was undoxable.
Challenge.
Cool,
You know, my viewer base is notorious for their doxing of people.
I've heard about it.
Isn't it when two guys? No, you know what? Never mind.
That's different docking.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so anyway. So Shax, you can hear you overhear the goblins talking about how excited they are that you're back. And like some of them are running inside and getting other people to come out and greet you guys as you guys come. And they're all standing in the street like cheering. They killed the dogs! They killed the dogs! They killed the dogs! They killed the dogs! You can overhear some of them too, like whispering, "Where are the bodies? I was hoping to eat some dog when they brought it back. Are we not gonna get dog to eat? I was hungry." As the cheering goes up, you see the one of the guards that you recognize with the spear walk around the thing and head in your direction. You guys are about here when he will run into you. Mm-hmm. They mutter to you in Goblin, "You're successful. Good job. You come seeking."
Yep.
I'll just kind of shake the head on my claw.
They lead you back to Muck. Actually, I think it was it Mac? I've got his name backwards, I think.
I thought it was
You
Muck.
called him. Yeah, you called
I
him
think it was Muck.
earlier.
Okay, it was Muck. Okay.
A lot of times.
Yeah, I was trying to remember from last session. I feel like I named him Mac, but I know the town is half named after him. So anyway.
What if his first name's Muck and his last name's Matt?
No, his name I think is Muck. And if you you guys can learn about why the town is named the way it is. But anyway,
yeah, no, we'll just call him Muck Mac.
You're invited once again into his little volcano.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hang on one sec. Okay. So you head on into his little volcano. Wonderful! You have brought me the head of him
Yep, I'll
And-
love that.
2 of the dogs,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the other groups of hunters we had out said you brought another head and gave it to them?
Yep.
Did you not bring the bodies?
No.
We will send out a group of advanced scouts to find the bodies tomorrow morning.
Yep, I'll give them an approximate directions. Should I roll survival?
Yes, roll a survival.
Well, I've got you.
Alright.
That was Ryan.
Yep.
This is the real survival.
You both point in the opposite direction, in like the opposite direction, but you're sure you're pointing in the right direction. And he just kind of shakes your head. I don't know how, or shakes his head. I don't know how you managed to find your way out there if you think camp is that way. I'll assume you meant that way.
I'm sure that the goblins that we met in the woods can point you in the right direction.
My advanced scouts will do well to find the bodies as long as they're still there. We knew about where his campsite was. We'd watched him walk that way many times. Some of my scouts had followed him, but would not take a chance on the dogs to ambush him while he rested. And were they right not to do so? Was he a tough combatant?
He was, extremely.
Gold well spent on your part.
Good.
I have another quick question though. Did you let anyone else know about his whereabouts, or was anyone else looking?
No one else has come here to ask about him. We get very few people here except a few food traders, and only those that we have made our way out to find and that we were brave enough to speak to.
Well, just so you know, after we got there, his camp seemed to be pillaged. Seemed like he was on alert too, because he found us out quickly before we could get the drop on him, so perhaps someone gone through his camp already. Just to let you know.
I think he might be a little nervous that at some point we would assault him. And it is possible that while he's away, some of our more individualistic kinds might have made a few trips into his campsite and maybe taken a few things here and there.
Probably.
But what is lost to us now is lost to us forever. We look not for reparations for what we have lost, simply to ensure the long-term survival of our wonderful village.
And Twiddle, if you make good on your promise,
I
I'll
do
kind of look
indeed.
expectantly.
Give them the reward. And the little goblin that stands to his right runs over and grabs a small bag and brings it over to you, and whom gets the bag?
I'll take it.
Hands the bag to you.
Alright, I look inside.
Inside there is a gem and 2 platinum pieces.
Alright, I'll say Shek Saga and hold out the gem for her to look at.
Okay, give me an appraise. The gem is worth 80 gold. It is a paradox.
Alright, perfect. Yeah, exactly 100 then. Since he gave us the 50 gold gem earlier.
Actually, he's giving you more. You're getting a
Yeah.
bonus here.
Well, each of the platinums are 10 gold piece each.
Right.
And put it at exactly 100, right?
And the gem he's giving you
No,
is
but he
80
was-
gold.
He
So
gave us
he's
50.
giving you-
Remember, I said half now, half later.
80, not 30. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know why I thought.
Oh, I assumed he was saying that in character.
You did well. I gave you a little bonus for making it back in the same day. I was expecting you to have to rest out there after the fight, but you come back and you all look quite well. Enjoy
It
your
was tough,
time.
but
Enjoy your time in the village. Your meals and your drinks will be free, with one exception. One small favor I ask, because we are running low on the supplies to make ale, is during your travels, let the towns that you find know that we are looking to buy ale from a supplier. And if they can send a merchant out to us to work out an agreement, we will pay you a portion of the monies that we... Well, call it an acquisition fee. I don't know exactly how these things work. I've never started a village before, but...
Well, we'll work out the details once we've secured a merchant to come here. How about that?
Excellent. That would be wonderful.
Sounds good.
In the meantime, enjoy yourselves here. Try not to drink us till we're broke, but drink well.
We won't. I'll give him like a smirk.
Thank you. Anything else you want from me before you go?
No.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Where's Mac?
Mmm.
I
Mac.
give him a laugh.
Mac.
I assume the village is named after you.
Memuck. Memuck because mucky. Very mucky fur.
I get it.
Mac is the blood of the goblin.
So those your hands on the flag? And his other hands on that flag?
We are referred to the Mudbloods by other tribes, as I think your text would call it. Muckmack mean mudblood in ancient goblin tongue. The hands are our tribe. We are the Muckmack, the Mudbloods. We were thrown out of the society with the rest of our goblins, cast out because we were tainted, different, dirty blood, not mountain blood. And so
Fair
we
loss.
moved to a place where we would find our respect.
Interesting. Well, you've definitely earned our respect.
And you ours. We will have many things we wish of you down the road. Thank you for what you have done today.
No problem.
Is there anything else?
I'm ready to do some drinking.
Excellent.
Fun.
Enjoy your time. You may use the stock room, the stock house for one more day, one more night, that is. And then please be on your way.
We will.
Alright. So you guys can have a fun night and rest up.
Okay, I'm gonna try and convince everybody to drink some, like, Boom Boom or whatever.
Boom
it
Boom
is.
Juice?
I am not doing that. I will help you convince everyone else.
I'll actually take Jack aside and say, can you give me 5 gold in advance for my share? You can take it out of my share when you divide up the gold, of course.
Yeah.
Alright, so you hand me the 5 gold?
Well, I'm going to, do it in front of the other 2 party members.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I will go up to the bar and I'll lay down the 5 gold in front of them. And I'll say, whatever this can buy, drinks for all the people in this place.
Oh my god, yes! Yes, drinks for everybody, by the way! Drinks for everybody! And like
I want you all to
all...
remember, yeah, I'll just say, I want you all to remember who got you these drinks and slayed those wolves. And I'll kind of grow my claws and just like give like a good like motion.
They were all rushing the counter, and then you grow out your claws, and all of them immediately stop and like start taking a few steps back.
Yeah, also, like, we'll give them, I'll give them the dog head I was carrying for, like, their soup or whatever.
Okay. You
No need to pay.
set the dog head down on the counter. And the they can't remember. Many of them can't understand common, so you're just saying things and like
Going
waving
on.
your claws around.
Saga, please translate. Maybe lost in translation.
I help the goblins understand what he is trying to get across.
Okay. You reiterate what he says, and the goblins go, "Oh, okay," and they all like rush the counter once more. And the immediately, like as the goblins are rushing, you see the tavern keeper pick up the head really quick and like rush it into the back before any of the goblins can grab it. You now see the other 3 owners of the tavern come forward and start making up drinks for people as they come up and start asking for them.
The group I was with previously, it seemed to be a good tactic. Get them to really like us, so they look favorably on anything that comes by, such as a increase in their taxes. I say in a whisper.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
I hope
Right,
it sounds
did
good.
they
'cause I've
want
already
that
done it.
dog head?
Yes, they did take that dog head. They were very excited for the dog head.
So yeah, because we didn't know about the boom boom juice. So does someone offer to us, or how does that happen?
So,
Yeah, I don't.
I think only Shock Saga only knows about it. You don't know what it was. I don't think she
No,
told you.
I gave him.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think you told him.
What it was though.
I don't think so. I think you just said try this, and you just had a little bit.
yeah, so
I think.
you can ask for whatever that other drink she brought you was.
Yeah.
Okay. He says, "Oh, you mean boom boom juice?"
Yep.
Boom boom juice.
Round
Yes!
of boom boom juice for the party.
Screw it. Round of
not
boom
me.
boom juice.
All right, everybody gets a boom boom juice because he said for the party. You can choose to drink it or not. If you don't, you can choose to drink it, or you can choose not to and give it to somebody else. But if you're gonna drink the boom boom juice, I need a fortitude save.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drink it.
I'm gonna toast.
Yeah, I'm gonna join him,
Okay.
and I'll look
You
at
are-
Ozzy and Shock Saga.
Yep, I'm saying to the army, are you guys betraying the army by not toasting to them and taking a drink?
Ooh.
I don't remember that being in my contract, but at all times. This looks like it might be a little heavy for me.
Ozzy, you survived lions. You survived wolves. A little drink won't do you no harm.
Yeah, you saw me drink this earlier. It was good stuff.
Toast with them and then take a very tiny sip.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Check Saga. We're looking at her now.
I don't really drink.
You can take a sip. We're toasting to the army. It's a victory toast.
Part of the straight edge society or something? What's going on?
You're not gonna let humans outdrink you, are you?
You gonna take a sip?
You like rolling new characters, right?
No.
Okay, so you're not taking a sip. Okay. Everybody except Shax needs to give me a fortitude save.
Alright, I'm going to look very disappointed with her, too.
Okay.
I'm glad I
chugging
didn't
my
drink that
vodka.
much.
Oh,
Like
jeez. Oh, yes. Fun stuff. All
I'm
right.
so glad I didn't drink that much.
So, Ozzy, you take
chugging
a
mine.
sip, and, like, you feel immediately like your mouth is, like, exploding. Like, you're used to when you drink something, you take the little sip, and you're, like, supposed to wait for the flavor to hit. And in this case, like, there's a soft burning, and you're like, is that the flavor? Oh! And, like, your mouth starts kind of, like, exploding, and you're, like, forced to kind of spit forward what little you have in your mouth. Okay, calm down. You?
I'm taking notes on this wreck.
Arius, you manage to, like, chug this down, and you can feel, like, the soft tingle as it goes down with a little bit of the burn left behind, but you swallow it so quickly that you can feel it, like, burning its way down your esophagus. And, like, it hits your stomach like somebody just dropped, like, a 10-pound, like, boulder down your throat and directly into your stomach. And you can feel it, like, not sitting right on your empty stomach and kind of, like, burning like napalm would across an open field. And then you can feel, like, a bubbling. And in your head, you can hear kind of a ticking sound. And then you need to decide whether it's going up or whether it's going down.
Oh, shit.
And at an 11, it's going up.
Oh,
Found-
And you vomit forward, but as you vomit forward, like, a little bit of your magical energy kind of takes hold of you at the same moment, and you breathe out like an electrical light storm of this, of like fiery electricity into the air, and all the goblins around cheer with delight. Jack, you handle it a little better. You manage to like take just the right amount of time to swallow it down, thinking like, oh, my stomach will handle this just fine. And it gets to your stomach, and you can feel like you remember that eruption you felt, and it like gets really tense. And you manage to hold it down, but you know it's not gonna be a fun time once it's ready to come out the other way. Especially with no food to help guide it out.
Hey, I had that bug meat earlier.
That was in the morning. Additionally, Arya, since you didn't swallow it, you will not be affected by the alcohol effects. But Jack, you are going to be at a -2 to intel temporarily, and you are at a -2 to all of your physical related traits. But you are at a +2 to charisma and a +2 to wisdom temporarily.
All right.
And your vision is rather blurry. You are going to take significant penalties on perception checks and sense motive checks. Because everybody right now loves you.
I kind of put my arms around Ozzy and Jack, and I say, "Well, that'll put wolf hair on your chest."
Wait, you said -1 or
More
-2?
than that.
-2.
Okay.
You are 2 stages in. And this is temporary. This will end by the end of the night, so you don't need to like really
Okay,
take it
don't
down
need to.
unless you're planning to like sneak about town or do some other stuff tonight. All right. Is there anything else you want to do to enjoy the evening?
No.
Okay.
Anything else going on in the tavern, or
No, not really. Everybody's just cheering and dancing and having a good time.
I'll join in on the dancing a little bit.
All right, excellent. So you guys will earn. Okay, that is a terrible dance, but you do it anyway.
Doo-doo.
We'll kind of nudge Jack and be like, he avoids good dancing as much as he avoided hits on the battlefield.
This will earn you guys 1 party fame, as this town will speak highly of you from now forward. Individually, none of you have earned any infamy from this, which is also good. And we'll talk about personal fame as the game proceeds on further throughout campaigns. But you guys are you guys going to make your travel back in the morning first thing? Or is there anything you want to do before you go?
Well, we're gonna grab those gems.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Anything else you want to do in
Also-
town
yep.
beforehand?
Nothing
No.
in town.
Okay.
Mind.
All right, so you go back and are able to pick up the gems
All right.
and can head on your way back.
I will.
Well, here,
hold on.
I want checks, so I gotta look at them again real quick.
Okay.
Make sure nobody like replaced them with fakes,
Yep, checks, give
just
me a
as a
praise.
precaution.
Alrighty.
Yep, they are still the same gems.
Okay.
I'll look to the party and say, perhaps we because we're still out of character. We still have some time. They gave us a week, right? We're
They
3 or 4
gave
days
you
in
they gave you
there?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes.
So we got lots of time.
Yep.
Okay, so in character, I'll say, perhaps we should stop in a village around the area and exchange those gems. I don't think we want to walk back in with a large amount of loot unless you plan on giving it to the military.
Well, from the military, I know that that they only care about what we were sent to collect. Anything
Exactly.
else is ours, right?
Right. Okay. I just don't know if we
So-
want to risk walking in with a big bag of loot or not. It should be all right then, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they're not the military's to claim. I mean, I don't know. Like, this was our first mission. Out of
Mhm.
character, is that something we would know?
That is something that you were told. If I remember correctly, you were told that like what you find outside of what the taxes are is yours to keep. If it's
I
from
know
the spoils of
somebody's-
combat and not directly property of the military.
Directly
just remember-
property of the military.
Huh?
Directly property of the military.
You cut out. Or what property of the military?
You said not directly property.
Yeah, they're
of the
not
military?
directly property of the military. So you'll know when
Yes.
things are property of the military because they'll either have like the fist on them,
Okay.
or they will they'll have some other like defining features of them that will make them very clearly.
Yeah, like
Military
we're
stuff.
renting out that tent. That tent is the property of the military.
Yes.
Ask because with Steve sometimes specific wording.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll also kind of bring up the dog promise I made, and I'll say, none of you are going to hold it against me if some dogs go missing around camp later, are you?
What dogs?
Exactly. Jack, Shaksaga?
Just don't involve me in any dog schemes.
I just believed he was an honorable man, and I wanted to hold some word to him. The same I'd do to any of you in your dying words.
Promise of finishing that painting.
Yeah, I didn't promise him that, but I want to do that, of course.
All right. So does anybody here, by the way, have knowledge religion?
Ooh.
No ranks in it.
Oh, okay. If nobody has it, don't worry about it then.
No.
All right. So are you guys going to head straight back to camp, or are you going to look around for a village? What is the plan?
Well, okay. So for the gems, like we know we can sell them at camp, or is
Yes,
that not-
you do know that there are places that you can sell the gems at camp. You can also find villages around the area if you wanted to do that. That is not a non-option.
I mean, yeah. So I guess if we hit a village on the way back to camp, we can
Okay.
look at.
It's unlikely you will, but you can always run that chance if you maybe get lost or something like that.
Yep, and
If we just roll.
Yeah.
yeah, survival and perception.
Yep.
Right, that's what we're doing. All right, everybody, roll survival and perception.
I am not trained in either of those. You just told me to do it.
Just do perception.
Yeah, just do the
Well,
perception.
perception, yeah. Looks good, guys. I trust your direction.
Jack's actually getting a perception roll there.
Ooh.
Yay!
Okay. Let's see what we got here. All right. Wow. This is fun. I was kind of hoping I would eventually roll this.
We all instantly die.
This is a very
Or Shuggets.
fun thing to run into. All right.
21 of them.
So you guys are wandering about, and as you are wandering about, you notice in the you notice in the distance there is a plethora of horses roaming about the fields.
Ooh. Running around.
Mm-hmm.
Get it out.
Huh?
The party.
Okay.
Okay, you're telling us. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll look in their direction that he points.
Yeah, you see a lot of horses. There are about 21 horses roaming about the plains.
All right, do they look like normal horses?
They look like wild horses.
So, let's ignore these. I mean, unless one of you guys
I
can't
has
handle
some way to
those.
tame horses.
I have no knowledge of taming any horse, but
Okay.
Yeah, neither do
It's
I.
amongst you.
Nobody wants to go out and try to pet some wild horses?
No, I'm good.
no, I'm good.
All right.
We'll avoid them.
All right, you guys will, let's see, what was the survival here? You guys will make your way, and end up making your way back to the camp. Successfully.
All right.
Sweet.
What time of day is it? Is it still midday? Or...
It is basically midday. You guys left first thing in the morning. You guys didn't get sidetracked, so it's only been about 6 hours. The day in the world is 20 hours, is 30 total hours long. There are 10 hours of night and 20 hours of daytime.
Okay.
So you guys are basically like towards the early end of the afternoon. Like the second sun is not even at its peak yet. What do you guys want to do when you get to camp?
Hey, I need a 2-second break.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. So, does anybody specifically have anything they want to do while they're at camp?
I was just gonna ask Jack, or I guess I'll turn to everyone else and say, so I guess we should head to Nilly, let him know of our success. Well, Jack's looking at those birds over there, and we'll get his opinion when he gets back. Shuksaga, did you take notes of our journey?
Yeah,
Specifically of my heroic deeds?
of our heroic deeds.
Right, our.
I show him like the notebook where it's
Yeah.
got our but underlined like 3 times.
Oh yes, very good. I'm assuming you wrote it in common then, I guess? Or did you write it in, okay.
It's all written in Goblin.
Anything I
say?
don't want you to see is written in Goblin.
So wait, is like half of it in common and then there's like words in Goblin?
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
What's these words in Goblin? Are these more details of our heroic deeds, or why did you switch languages?
I just want to make sure I
All right, sorry
keep
about
up
that.
on my Goblin.
Okay, alright, I'll take your word on it. Yeah, can I actually try to see what's
Can
going
you
on?
can you give him a bluff?
Ooh,
Seems all right.
believable.
seems alright.
Arius, I mean, you think that there could be something about this that like maybe she's writing something else, but like, I mean, she's on your team. I mean, how bad could what she's writing really be?
All right, I'll think to myself like, first she didn't drink boom boom juice with us, and now some strange interlanguage text. I'll let it slide.
Is this something I see? Can I send?
Yeah, you can overhear their conversation. Oh yeah, you totally believe that like the reason she's writing Goblin in that book is just because she's trying to keep up on her Goblin writing skills.
Jack, you done looking at those birds? You all right? You good?
Yep. Sorry,
Alright,
I was.
Good tales about birds.
The boom boom got the best of you.
Yeah.
So I was just saying, I guess we should go talk to Tanili and let him know of our early success.
Yeah. Let's head on, turn in our mission.
All right.
Let's do it.
So you
That's
head on
also
over.
who I go to.
You guys head over to the tent, and Tanelli is like there's a little bit of a line you have to wait in to get to see Tanelli. But once you kind of gotten your way through, you are like gestured to his portion of the tent. When you make your way over, he is kind of sitting there at a very small table, like writing some notes, checking some things off, and he looks over. Oh, you're back much earlier than I expected.
Yep. Successful mission. We got a lot to report.
You're all in very good shape, surprisingly. So, was it fairly straightforward? Did the goblins?
I mean, we needed to convince them, and we did a mission for them, and they were convinced.
Oh, wonderful. What was the mission?
So essentially, there was. This is the person that we turn in.
This is the person you turn in your quest to.
Okay. So essentially, there was a man and a bunch of dogs that would attack their city, and they wanted us to go eliminate them.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually, apparently, he was somebody who faked his death in the military here and ran away. Here's this letter. We got his name. We can't determine who the letter's from. There might be someone else in the camp here who is also planning to do the same or is doing something behind the scenes they shouldn't.
He takes the letter from you and he reads over it for a moment. This
I guess he was a dog tamer.
Oh, he doesn't know the language either. Damn. It's a fucking botch. I'll have to pass this on to somebody to investigate. But yes, the kennel master from a while ago did go missing. We thought him to be dead at first, but there were a lot of skeptics. The body was mangled and didn't quite match his shape exactly. But in the case of him, we weren't too worried. Only a handful of dogs managed to escape. So we thought, if he is alive, eventually someone will find him, or will find him. But not worth the spells to waste on somebody who didn't get all that much. He didn't take any money with him. He barely took any armor. And he took some, what I thought were pretty poorly trained dogs. They wouldn't listen to anyone's commands. I mean, other than his. And we can't have dogs that only listen to one person.
Very true.
Yeah, apparently he could talk to dogs. So. Yeah.
Makes
that's
sense.
that's what the letter there is referring to.
So he fell in love with the dogs. Well, what a fool. The dogs, they're not designed to be loved. But did he mention falling into worship of any gods?
Yeah. Anybody remember?
He did mention someone calling upon him to bring him back if we... Not to give him a quick death, which we did, but...
Bringing him back.
Is there any god related to
Delandrian.
that may be it.
All right.
That means this is not the last we'll have seen of him. Did you make him any promises?
The only I'll kind of pipe up before anyone says anything and just say, the only promise was to give him a quick death, and we did just that.
Give me a bluff. Very good, then. It is important that when promising things to a dying or soon-to-be dead cleric, or soon-to-be dead follower of Delandrian, not to break your promises to them. Followers of Delandrian believe in life after life, and when they return from their temporary slumber, they tend to first focus on exacting justice upon those who did not keep their promises.
Sounds like something to fear if you were going to break a promise.
Indeed. But if you killed him and left him to rot somewhere, it will be some time before Delandrian will likely find her hand to his back.
Yeah, I mean, we beheaded him to show the goblins that we had done the job, and then they said they were going to go out there and eat the body, so...
I hope they're not moving to eating human flesh. That might be a problem.
Oh yeah, they said dogs, but
that makes a lot more sense. Yes,
so I would have thought humans too. But...
No, goblins don't tend to like the taste of human. Just as we think them very dirty people, they don't have much joy in our cleanliness. If you take a shower even once a week, you kind of make a goblin feel a lot less interested in consuming you. They like a bit of that earthy flavor.
All right, so out of character, I got another question. So something like the alcohol trade lines, is that something that I'm supposed that like pertains to the camp here? Like, is that something that typically we should involve them with?
No, the camp would have no involvement with that. They don't really deal in like village and city building.
Okay.
And expansion. So this would be something that, like, as you're going from town to town, if you happen to notice that somebody has, like, you know, a place where they produce ale or wine or some other spirits, you might want to, like, tell them there's a new town up north called Muckmack, and maybe send them that way, or west, or wherever you happen to be at the time.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, just making sure that wasn't something we were supposed to, like, like, you know how, like, you were saying stuff about military activities or whatever.
Nope,
like,
that's...
I want to make sure that wasn't one of them.
Yeah, no problem. As long as there's, like, you know, as long as it doesn't seem like there's a link, they're not going to be upset. They really just want the meat and potatoes of things most of the time, and they'll ask you any questions they feel are essential or potentially problematic to the camp itself. So, Well, this was a very successful run. I will assume then that since you managed to take something out, that you were... Did you find anything to keep for yourselves?
I will look at Jack.
Yeah, the leader gave us a bonus gem
Very
for
good.
doing it in one day,
Excellent.
and like we got some loot from the dude.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, bonus taxes are technically to be rendered to us, but since you're new to this, we'll let you keep it in this particular case. If you want to work out money for yourself, it's very important that you specify the difference between taxes and compensations. So going forward, now again, this was a new settlement, so we didn't really even expect that this would be successful entirely. We thought maybe there'd be some fighting and maybe you'd have to kill a bunch of them. And on our second trip forward, we'd get them to change their mind about how they feel about the military. So in this case, you may keep the bonuses that you've received. Going forward on your next trip, however, you'll need to bring them a contract. And they need to agree to this contract of our protection in exchange for a specific fee. And that fee will be set at a specific amount, roughly. Now that we know that they've paid you, how much was the bonus that they paid you?
50 gold, a 50 gold piece gem.
Okay, so now that we know they have the capacity to pay you 150 gold, we know that there's room roughly there. How big was the camp, would you say?
Is there a check that I'd be able to estimate a camp size?
Give me a... this is a little rough. Nobody really drew this out.
I mean, so, like, we know approximately how many key buildings there were, right? Like, the inn, the,
Shiksaga was taking detailed notes about everything, maybe.
Yeah, Shiksaga,
Yeah.
did you take any notes about, the size?
Take notes on that.
Yeah, but there's no real way to represent taking these notes. So I'm going to say you give the best description you can. None of you guys really have knowledge geography or knowledge engineering, right?
No knowledges.
Okay. So you guys do the best you can to kind of explain, like, it's about a village size. There's quite a few goblins, but there's more buildings than you might expect. It's not really a camp. It is closer to a village size, and you can describe some of the characteristics about the village to them, and they'll take down the notes. Are there any key features that you guys can remember that you want to share with them?
Yes, the prominence of gems and everything.
That's good information to know.
Yep.
Also, the leaders is in the middle of the village in a volcano.
Oh yeah, he was a bugbear, right?
Yeah,
Bugbear.
I believe so.
So the
Looks like
leader is a bugbear. He's a king, they called him.
Perfect. All right. These are good notes. So this will be one of your long-term establishments. We will expect periodic visits there. We'll set you up on a schedule down the road. And once we've set it up, you'll be expected to revisit them for their regular payment. You'll need to bring the contract with you on the first trip, which we'll have ready for you prior to your leaving. Would you like to take some time off and maybe head to a village or a town in the area to enjoy some time, or do you want to just get back out there and get more work done?
Yeah, I'd like to spend a little bit of time in a town.
Ozzy?
I do have a question though. Us with a map of the surrounding areas.
We can give you a rudimentary map. Our cartographer... So we've been having some problems with the cartography of the area recently. We've been sending out crews to map things properly, and we're getting mixed results. Cartography is not exactly a skill that a lot of people who are trained on the roads tend to take, and it requires a lot of different skill sets. You have to understand how to map out buildings and map out distance and map out sizes of cities and towns, and it gets very, very iffy. So the best we can do is kind of give you relative directions and offer you a base map, and they can give you the overland map that you see on the screen now.
All right, are you able? Do you have like compasses or anything available too?
Yes, you can acquire compasses. We in fact actually have North Finders if you want to find those. A North Finder, by the way, is basically a compass. It's a wayfinder if you're looking in the Pathfinder equipment. A wayfinder is a specific item that has its own benefits that you can look up if you want, but they refer to it as a North Finder. We are working, though, to get more accurate maps, which is why we're having a lot of people who go out on these missions bring us back as much information as they can.
Well, we can tell them where the lions are at too.
Oh, yes, the pride of the North. It's weird that they've roamed that far west. They were much more centered before, but we've been driving them back for a while. They keep coming out here and trying to feed off the dogs. I imagine they find dogs rather delicious, just like the goblins do. Well, enjoy your time off. If you want any directions for locations, you can check in with the master cartographer, and he can try to direct you to a place nearby. He may even be able to mark it on your map if you have some specific interests.
All right, sounds good. And are we able to like rent out wayfinders?
No,
Or
not at your
we-
current skill level. Perhaps over time we may be able to make them available, but you will have to acquire one on your own with your own finances if you wish to have one.
All right.
Well, if that is all, then I need to get to these notes and make sure this stuff gets submitted.
Was there any bounty on that deserter's head?
Yes,
We're able
the
to pick
bounty.
up, or-
Thank you. 1 moment. And he turns. He opens up a drawer and he pilfers through some things. And he hands each of you 5 gold.
All right.
Unfortunately, he wasn't worth a lot. But actually, the dogs though. The dogs are of value that you've managed to recover their information. And he gives you 20 gold apiece for the dogs.
Wow.
All right.
They valued the dog information far more than they valued him.
I will give my 5 gold to Jack just so it's easy to divide everything. So I
Okay.
subtract 5 gold.
Okay.
I just hand him my 5 gold.
I'll put that into the current party bag.
Excellent. And this is where we will wrap up for tonight. Let's dole out some XP. Let me bring up my rewards chart.
Okay, and while you're doing that, okay, so for the party gold, as far as what we do, I assume we want to just sell everything. If somebody wants to take a magic item or something, that comes out of their portion.
So
Um,
yeah, so what I want to do here, as far as splitting up the loot, because we are a little bit time constrained here, let's do loot splitting at the start of the session before we start the game. So when I'm doing all the camera setup and all the other setup, you guys can divvy up loot between each other, and then everybody should be on the same page as far as loot is concerned.
right.
Good.
And so essentially, the magic item will be valued at cost of creation, not
Okay.
at sell value. Does that sound good to you guys, or do you want to do it at sell value?
To me.
Whatever works.
Well, I mean, because that way you essentially get the magic item for cheaper than if you were to buy it.
Right. Okay.
But
Yeah.
does that sound good, or do you guys want it to be sell value? Because at that point, we would pretty much essentially not have any reason to keep anything. We would just always sell
No,
everything.
yeah, I like doing it like cost to make
Okay,
it.
yeah. Because that way, if we find something worth keeping, there's a reason to keep it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
And so also, we have 4 people in the party.
Mm-hmm.
So we would want to. Do you guys agree with dividing it 5 ways and having a party fund?
I'm fine with that.
That way we can buy stuff like wayfinders and whatnot for the party.
Yeah, we can probably buy a tent too. Instead of
Yeah,
renting.
yeah, tent, wayfinder, stuff like that. Does that sound good to you guys?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Excellent. So, Tom, even though I know you said this because I've suggested it a dozen times, or maybe you're suggesting it for another reason, but I'm going to give you 100 XP for a clever idea of party fund. Because oftentimes people don't say it up front, and I think it's very important that every party have a party fund. Even if that party fund is nothing more than, we're using this money to buy drinks.
Yeah, I mean,
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm going to give all of you guys 200 experience for role-playing well. You guys really do a good job in this game of staying in character. And I really enjoy that. The only time you guys really break character is when character breaking is kind of necessary for clarifying some things.
Yeah, with knowledge that we should have,
Yep.
essentially.
Yeah.
I'm also going to give you guys, I think... Let's see here. I'm going to give you guys 100 XP for, like, encouraging, like, party to work together. You guys have been doing a fairly good job of, like, keeping up the communication. Tom, I'm going to give you a little bit of a pointer here, not as a negative, just as like a suggestion. As party leader, maybe if you want to steer things, you do have the ability to like shout things out, but try to shout the things out that you're doing as concise things so that people know. So like in one of the combats, you were like, Shaksaga, you should move to flank this dude. And that was a good time to shout that out, and that's kind of the concise thing. Because in combat, I don't want long conversations back and forth. I want to see, like, abrupt, like, do this, and then see how your party responds. And what I would suggest is, depending upon what kind of leader you want to be, you sort of you sort of command your party by saying afterwards, like, giving them critiques on, hey, like, this is what this means. You should be doing this. You don't have to lead that way. I'm just saying, like, that might be how your your character wants to take it or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I did that last session, right?
You
Where,
did a little bit of it
Jack
with some authority, but yeah, it was a little longer. But in this session, you did a good job, like saying very briefly, like Shaksaga, you should flank. And if she doesn't quite understand what flank means, it's kind of on you to like clarify it to her afterwards.
Sounds good.
And then XP from beating encounters. Let me not forget that. The most important part. So let's see here. Add. Come on, where you at? This. All right. All right. So for this, you are going to get 500 XP, 500 encounter XP.
Any XP for turning in our quest early?
Yes. Completing the quest will get you another 200 XP.
This is for each of us, I'm assuming.
That is for each of you.
Nice.
Completing the quest early will gain you an additional 100 XP, that will scale, by the way. It's not 100 XP for completing the quest early. Depending upon the size of the quest, the sooner you turn it in, the bigger the bonus the XP is going to be for completing the quest.
We should level with that.
And then I think that is it for XP from this, because you guys did not have another random combat encounter.
Nope.
So yeah.
We should all be level 2 now, I think.
And the question is, what is level 3? Because maybe
Level 3 is 5,000.
I am super close.
Okay. You should be really close.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
level,
500
3?
away. I'm
Okay.
at 500.
What's level 2?
Level 2 is 2,000.
What's level 3? Sorry.
Level 3 is 5,000.
Answered that. I
All right. Yeah, I'm 500 away from level 3.
Okay, so any questions before we wrap up for the evening?
Nope. Should be good. Great session, guys.
Yeah, same. I really enjoyed it. I'm at this point right now where I keep wanting to progress the game, and it's like this week has been me anxiously awaiting being able
Me
to
too.
run this encounter and everything else. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah, it's really
Oh,
good.
yeah. Actually, I got a question.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Am I able to just buy stuff in between sessions, or do I have to do that during session?
Most stuff you will be able to buy between sessions as long as you let me know, and we can track the gold appropriately.
Okay. And for the party loot, is that something that we're gonna have to role play, or can I just split it up? Like,
no, you don't have to
later on?
roll. You definitely don't need to role play splitting up the loot, but you should make sure that right before the game, you guys do talk about how the loot is being split up and who's getting what share of what and where the money is.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I was just seeing if we could essentially, I would just split it up after the game was over.
yeah, you
Tell
can
everyone their amount.
you can
and then we
message
could
everyone. You
buy
can
stuff.
message everyone in the chat here or in the other Discord so that everybody knows how much money is being split up. But I still want to hear the discussion going on. You clarifying like that everybody's gotten their money and everybody knows how much it was. Just a little bit of discourse about it, just to make sure everybody's on the same page about things and nobody's confused. So
Okay, so wait until next session, essentially.
yeah, I mean, you can do it in between if you want to make sure all the math is like typed out to everybody and they can see it. That's good, but having the extra talk about it gives people the ability to like voice in if they they think it should be split some other way, or they want the money to be used in a different way, or maybe like money used in advance.
Okay, so I'm fine with just converting it all to gold right now. You're saying, so that's what I'm trying to ask is, what am I able to do outside of?
Okay, so
game session?
you're not going to be able to liquidate it directly into gold. Money changing here still is a process, which will suck if you get like tons and tons of coppers.
Cool. Yeah. So I mean, we'll leave it till next session then. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
I had a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
Who's joining in on my hound heist next session? That's happening.
I actually do. Am I able to access my character on Roll20 in between sessions?
Yeah,
for,
you
like,
can
leveling
access
up and
anytime.
stuff?
You can always launch the game and
Yeah.
get at your character and stuff. So you can do your leveling or
sounds
what
good.
else off the clock.
Yeah, so we also remember to level 2.
Yep. All right. Well, very
that
good
done.
session, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll catch you guys later.
Yes.
All right.
Good night.
See ya.
See ya.